Alright, the next plus quest we're going to do in the weapon line, the Gaius, and the big old massive weapons like a ruby weapon. Weapon line just sounds like it's not enough descriptor. Anyway, it's called In Memory, and let's go. Ah, Mercy, I was hoping I might have a word with you. Ever since Terncliff was liberated, we've been sending troops to aid in getting the town back on its feet, helping the residents, that sort of thing. We Alamegans know how hard life can be for a society struggling to stand on its own after years of imperial rule. A lot of what most people would take for granted has to be rebuilt from the ground up. While we're able to assist when it comes to providing basic resources and keeping the place safe, there are countless other problems that need attending to. If you can spare the time, we could use your help. Sure, bud. Bless you, Mercy. You really are a saint. I'm sure the people of Terncliff will benefit from having someone like you around. Once you're ready, you have a word with your usual escort. I wish you all the best. God, I was doing so well before that last one. Ah! Chocobo, 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 chocobo. There's apparently going to be 2 weddings in my free company tonight. They give times, but I don't know if it's like this time, like server time. That's what we're just all going off of. Because this is literally my time right now. Oh, it's local time. Never mind. I don't know what server time is then. Is there a way to see server time? So the boss roped you into helping it. Did he? I knew you couldn't say no. To Terncliff. Let's go. I kind of rhymed on accident. Even my little minion is disabled in this area? That's sad. Here's a Speaking of sad, here's a despondent civilian. Yeah. You're the one who piloted that war machina and defeated the sapphire weapon, aren't you? The ONE Au Rau. Haha, I remember this yesterday. I thought so. I have heard much about you, but I doubt you know who I am. My name is Avelina, and I grew up here. When I saw 16. Weird. When I turned 16 is what we say, but when I saw 16, I was put to work as a Magitech engineer. Thanks to you and yours, we are now rid of the Imperials, though I fear many of us will struggle to put the past behind us. For decades we suffered at their hands. Generations of young people were forced into the army and sent off to die in some distant land. I suppose I could be considered one of the lucky few. My work here kept me away from the battlefield, and I hoped that my contributions might help the others live long enough to make their way home. In the end, most of them never returned. Though my efforts were in vain, I can at least honor their memory. I want to leave something behind for their sake to prove that they haven't been forgotten. A monument bearing their names. To ensure that not a single person is omitted, I'd need to see the official list of conscripts. If one still exists, it would be inside the Imperial facility beneath the town. But with resistance troops and ironworks engineers closing the place off, I can't get near it. Perhaps you might have a word with them for me? I'll leave as soon as I find the list. You pat your chest like I got this. Thank you. I'll follow your lead. You just walked right through me. I'm only... I was going to say human, and then I was going to say Mithra, but that's 11. Miqote. I'm only Miqote. I don't remember. Here's a burly engineer. Something I can help you with. You explain. She bows, and he turns to her. I see. It's a bit unusual for one of the locals to show an interest in the Imperial's leavings, but it seems she has her reasons. Since we're still carrying out our investigations, we've closed the place off to prevent anyone interfering. Considering it's you who's asking, though, I can hardly say no. Still, I'd better go with her in case the others kick up a fuss. You're very kind. We go inside into the Ironworks place. Wait, no. It's not owned by the Ironworks. They're just researching it. Cutscene. They've gone in and come back out. I guess I didn't actually need to escort her in there, so... I'm sorry for any trouble I've caused. You have my thanks. Think nothing of it. I was glad to help. As I'd suspected, the Imperials kept detailed records of the local conscripts. One name in particular stood out to me. My friend Melisandria. I had no idea she'd been assigned to the 7th Legion, of all places. How did you know her? The other one is, what do you mean, of all places? It all began while we were serving together in the 14th Legion. We had much in common, both being drafted from the same occupied territory, and we soon became firm friends. Then one day she was sent to fight in Eorzea, while I remained here. The day before she left, she came to say goodbye, together with her foster siblings from the orphanage. The screen flashes dark for a second. We get a sepia, flashback. The youngest one, Recon, was particularly upset about not being allowed to speak with their adoptive father, Gaius Van Belsar, before they departed. It was actually another of his orphans, Livia Sass Junius, who forbid them from seeing him. I can't say for certain, but it seemed that Livia had a strong attachment to Gaius and wouldn't let anyone else near him. Yeah, you're not wrong. As far as I could tell, he tried his best to keep Livia at arm's length whenever possible, but her devotion to him was bordering on obsession, and she became extremely jealous at the slightest sign of affection between him and his other wards. The screen flashes to another sepia flashback. Others, however, treated them far more kindly. In fact, a prefectus castrorum of the 14th Legion came specifically to meet them. While I was surprised that a Rogadin had risen to such a rank, I was even more taken aback by the unguarded manner in which he spoke with his subordinates. I had hoped that with people like him serving on the Eorzean front, they would be in safe hands. Then the time came for Melisandre to leave. We shared a few final words, and then she was gone. It would be the last I ever saw of her. After that, I was assigned to the Tribunus Laticlavius of the 14th, Nero Tolskeva, and I worked on restoring the Ultima weapon. I was even at the Praetorium on the day it was destroyed, but I escaped aboard an Imperial ship moments before it came crashing down. I eventually made my way back to Wurlit, only to be drafted into the 7th Legion to continue working on the weapon project. Even now, it makes me sick to my stomach to think I'd helped bring those abominations into the world. Using a living pilot to feed the weapon's core was part of the design from the very beginning. Of course, they never dream of subjecting a true-born Garlean to such barbaric treatment, not when the 7th Legion has a ready supply of provincial conscripts ripe for the taking. The pilots were referred to only by their code names, and we engineers were not made privy to their true identities. Even with this list of conscripts, I still don't know who was sacrificed in the name of the weapon project. Your skills and knowledge can finally be put to good use, or let's bring an end to the weapon project together. Let's bring an end to the weapon project together. But what can I do? For years, all I've known is how to build tools of destruction. The 7th Legion is far from finished. They're biding their time, waiting until the right moment to unleash the final weapon. And when they do, it will bring naught but death and woe to all who stand in their way. Even after everything they've taken from us, they still want more. If it weren't for the Empire, Melisandre would still be here. She was the kindest person I ever met, but to the Empire, she was just another pawn in their games. I will never forget her. There's a way I can make a difference. I know there is. But first, I need to speak with members of the Ironworks. I have a feeling that War Machina you used to beat the Sapphire weapon will be called into action again. Until then, there's still time to make improvements, and I intend to help. I'll still be going ahead with the plan to build a monument, but stopping the Empire must come first. I hope Melisandre and the others can wait a little while longer. Before I go, allow me to express my gratitude. I don't know what I'd have done if it weren't for you. Until we meet again. She bows. Bow before your god. I don't know. Cutscene pans up but goes black pretty quickly. And we are out of it. We need to go back to Porta Pretoria, cause that's where we return. 70 gil, that's crazy low. I haven't seen it that low in a long time. Usually 100 is like the lowest. Until you end up getting a discount, that is. Maybe I ended up getting a discount for some reason. Completion. Some completion. talk to the resistance officer. So, how was your time in Terncliff? You explain. I see. Fate has dealt her a cruel hand, but now she has a chance to make a fresh start. The same could be said of the whole of Terncliff. It seems the liberation of that one small town will become a pivotal moment in Wurlit's history. Perhaps it won't be too long before the rest of the region is free from the Empire. Naturally, we'd be honored to fight alongside the people of Wurlit. We won't rest until the Imperials are sent fleeing with their tails between their legs. Until that day arrives, we'll carry on doing our bit to support you and the others in ending the weapon project. I'll be sure to pass on any pertinent information. In the meantime, take care. In memory is complete. There will be a link in the description of this video that will take you to my Google Doc PowerPoint, and each slide is an item I recommend from Amazon. I either use them and I replenish my stock all the time, or I bought an item like once and it's lasted forever and it's awesome, like the thermoses or the spoon. If you purchase any of those items with a link in each slide, I'll get a small cut. I'll see you next time. Bye.